Just as I envisaged.
Well, let's just say we might be taking a trip down memory lane with the Spectre coming in with the Warlock. It's been a long time since this has been in the meta. Is this a new meta-breaking pair for the maybe last or second last day of the patch? Who knows when the patch is going to drop, Tigo?
Hopefully, as soon as Division 1 ends and the trophy is lifted, you know, in their hearts, patch drops. 100% that's what's needed, personally, because, oh my God, I want to see new things. I want to read a long patch note and just thoroughly enjoy it. But alas, we have a best of 5 first to look at. And we got, you know, Alliance Live to Win. Game 3, you know, the panel went in quite depth about the whole idea of the Spectre Warlock and how strong it is and the simplicity of the lineup. But I actually kind of like what Live to Win have to pressure this. The reason why it fell off is simply because it doesn't really have this
to my fiends
early kind of existence in the game. Like, how do you really defend your tower? How do you enter that first big critical fight? And that's where Live to Win, they have this Fury and last pick once again. They have the Snapfire, the early damage. They're going to be able to collapse the map once again. And the question is, can Live to Win, are they the ones now kind of like following Alliance's suit in game 2? Can they actually take that early lead and end the game before the Spectre comes online? It's literally what this game's about now.
It's also going to be interesting in terms of pairs. We've seen Alliance go for these aggro tri-lanes and compete against Live to Win with their lanes. Now we're most likely going to be seeing the first actual duo lanes of this entire series. Most likely. Will not say it yet because there's still a chance, but you wouldn't love to leave or like to leave your Faceless Void alone, so he would have to be a part of that tri-lane. By the looks of it, he's sitting in top and he's going to have the Nature's Prophet as a friend. And also one thing inside of that was the Elder Titan. I remember Lacoste. He was really disappointed at the start of these playoffs when he saw that ET was not picked as a core. Now he finally gets it, and he wasn't so excited about it. I was like, has he given up hope on ET?
Maybe it's because it's like the Division 2 games. They're not as confident playing the ET offlane compared to Div 1, so he just didn't have faith in the division, maybe. But
might be. Waiting to hear what he thinks about it after this game. And of course, Afterlife on ET. Not a lot of players do play that offlane Elder Titan, so let's see if it pays off. IO ET as a lane. I have to say this is maybe a bit out of the blue for me. Not the traditional offlane.
Hold up. Immersion's never lost on IO. That's an important one. Will he be undefeated? Look at that, 100%. Stats don't lie, guys. We heard that before. Already win. Let's go to game 4.
Pretty crazy. And look, yeah, Nature's Prophet, 88% in 8 games. So JJ with our stats provided by SAP. So that is some really convincing statistics for Live to Win. Playing for a potential victory here, because this is a best of 5 with a 1-1 score. The next one is not the deciding one, but you would feel a whole lot more comfortable taking a victory from this game 3.
Yeah, for sure. But if we look at bot lane, though, I'd love the fact that Alliance, they swapped up their supports. You have to put this Lina in bot lane simply because the aggression that ET provides gets a cheeky kill too. You need to be able to stop him from getting the right clicks off. The LSA, you can prevent the aggression of the ET. If this Warlock was down here, he's a heal bot. He watches Spectre get punched and he can't do anything. So I like the fact they swapped up their supports.
There's a lot of prediction play when it comes to the Lina and lane, because we talked about LSA. You need to get those connections out, and it has that cast point, or cast delay, of 0.5 seconds. If you allow the ET to come in and you're kind of juking around with the LSA, you might get hit in between. You might even miss the stun. But the more times you land the stun, actually, is when this Lina really, really kicks off in lane.
Yeah,
every stun counts.
Hit stun. Don't let Nika Baby take too much damage. Live life. Stop immersion. Oh, immersion being so annoying, actually. Oh, just blocking the pull camp in bot lane as well.
Yep.
Look, there's no pull. Like, the Lina can't do anything. She's now having to de-ward the pull camp. She's got no camps for another minute, and this just allows the ET to play strong.
55 damage comes in for the Elder Titan. Doesn't get the chance to dish any hits onto this Lina, though. Bullied out of this. CS Department once again. This is the 3rd game in a row. Alliance, all 3 cores having more CS in the early minutes against Live to Win.
This is important, especially for their lineup. They need to make sure that they get to level 6 on pretty much all heroes as quick as possible to offset that early aggression from Live to Win. When they start collapsing on towers with Snap with the damage plus the Fury for the tower damage, and suddenly, you know, if Alliance are under-leveled on their supports, then it's going to be a very big issue. And that's why you see Alliance, they're always just playing dual lanes, they're sharing the XP, and they're not doing anything too sacrificial.
How does this top lane roll out, though? We've got, like, Nature's Prophet, obviously, just doing a lot of bullying work, keeping the Warlock Slardar pretty busy here.
Well, because Furin, as a support with those trees and the Blightstone, he actually does a really good job at just zoning out what Slardar wants to do in the lane, which is just non-stop right-click that Void. So it's actually, the Furin unlocks the Void to have a somewhat comfortable lane. It's not going to be great, but it's still much better than it would be if he was like any other of the weaker supports, like an Oracle, for example.
And I really like the idea that Alliance did decide to swap the Lina and the Warlock, so it's not the Spectre Warlock.
Exactly.
And then you have like the Warlock and the Slardar. But yeah, just as mentioned about Soneko, FNG tanking through the damage, trying to get this hard camp pull, but then you have the Treants right next to him, so you get the connection, and then the Treants instantly block the pulling capability of this Warlock, so Dream gets a bit of an easier lane, not getting pulled by Alliance.
FN winning the 50-50 on mid. I think the 4-minute rune, this is something that we're gonna have to look at in the new patch. If the frog himself has a new idea about the runes, because some of these lanes, like one guy can win it, you miss out the rune, and suddenly he's completely back in. So it'd be interesting if there's future ideas around how to balance it. Especially, like, I think the best time was the whole bounty rune idea, like allow for the bottles to be refilled, just the other opponent gets like deactive, and that was quickly removed.
4-minute action rune is always a moment if support is allowed to rotate to mid to help out with that, and especially now with duo lanes, it's more likely to happen instead of the aggro tri lanes from our previous 2 games where it's just fight. Now that there's more roamability, more room on the map, it's nice to see that they are getting like the idea, okay, I can rotate to mid to help my mid player out.
Yeah, exactly that, and that is the key difference here. Because of the dual lanes, the map is a lot more open, and that even though it's open, that's difficult because Alliance, Lina, Warlock, these supports aren't going to suddenly make a big play onto mid, and then Live to Win, an Io, and then a Furion. The Furion, of course, can TP some of the trees and pressure with a catapult, but I think both of the teams actually are presenting a very static support duo in which they'll just exist within the side lane to try and get as much as possible.
Or really harassing Soneko here on top. 7 CS picked up so far.
Will he have more farm than Dream, though? That's the question.
Yep. FN dropping very low as well. Limp has level 6, and he's gonna go for the, well, not dive, but at least bait out the cookie from Snap. Snap's completely out of mana. Soul Ring and a Fairy Fire to fight Limp.
Look at Emergent's position just south of this. He was waiting for Limp to try and fully commit, just so then he could have that 12-1 tether and then just bring it back in. Oh no, Limp! He loses out the 50-50 again!
Dire's middle tower.
First an Arcane, then a DD. FN winning the Rune War.
Both supports rotating into mid, and Dream getting the chance to actually solo this lane and top and still be fine with it, which is, in my eyes, a little bit surprising that Dream can stay here alone against S4 and be fine as the supports are helping out mid. Both of them in.
Well, this is then kind of the negative consequence of the Warlock and the off lane. Because if this was a Lina Slardar, the Void has instant pressure. But when the Furin leaves, because of the Warlock, the Void's like, alright, cool. I'm just playing against one hero. He can still farm. He also has level advantage, which helps out. FN TPing top, though. This is going to be a catapult wave pressure, try and utilize the Mortimer Kisses. And I think this is the key thing we need to talk about is the Alliance. Like, they have no tower defense. Like, this is the big weakness and why his Fury pick is so good.
Stun.
And yeah,
this Kiss it with a cookie stun. Slardar taking a decent enough damage. The slows are there, but very good jukes from S4. And he actually lives through the Mortimer's Kisses. However, there's still going to be a tower taken down 7 minutes in, unless Alliance.
Big deny. Go on FNG, you got this, brother. Come on.
Can he get it? Oh, tries it. Oh,
no one gets it.
It's a valiant effort, but the first tower kill does go down to Live to Win.
And this is where Live to Win can identify the weakness in Alliance's draft. And if they continue doing this every time SAPPHIRE has ult, they can clear away the defenders, pressure the tower with a Catapult plus Furion, and then suddenly you're having that map control. You're taking away the early pressure. And we've seen, like, this off-lane tower, it's so critical for Radiant to be able to contest Roshan at the early portions of the game, especially with that TP zip value from the Storm Spirit, with the buyback value. So, yeah, Live to Win just slowly going to be looking to collapse this map now.
I like that now that we hit the 8-minute mark and our net worth is starting to look a whole lot more even. We've got red and green being mixed up instead of having 3 in a row and 3 right after. So in terms of the laning stage of CS and money, it's a whole lot more 50-50 now on both ends.
And triple stack of Ancients actually made from on Alliance. So Spectre with his Blade Mail, he's going to have to retreat to the jungle when bot lane gets too devastating. He's going to be able to instantly farm up. And Live to Win, they don't really have any stat contest, right? There's no one who can quickly clear out the neutrals. So this will be an easy objective for Nika Baby. It'll be interesting if Live to Win, they look to at least scout out the stacks, maybe with a Fury and Treant, and then later try and take a fight around the stacks being taken. So rather than stealing them, you can just kill Nika Baby when he gets low, farming them.
Royal Jelly picked up by the Faceless Void, buff for him, buff for Immersion's IO. Beneficial for the Heather. Game at least extra HP and mono regen. Small things, but usually Dota is about small things added up together.
Yeah, Jelly is so good, like especially on the likes of like a Void or a Spectre. It looks so
for Alliance
broken.
As well, for Storm Spirit.
All right, that's fair. You know, I feel like if there's ever an item that you want both teams to have, I think Jelly is like the mutual thing, which is like both teams should probably be given a Jelly. Because like Void, he's now time walking to farm. He literally doesn't care about overusing that mobility spell. And then Spectre, she's able to get maybe 1 or 2 more daggers out whilst in the jungle. So yeah, much better. Nika Baby farming up the Ancients now. Live to Win did not look to try and pressure this, but they are pressuring.
Trying to go for a kill on this Lina, missing most of their abilities, and that TP doesn't happen. Looked like Lina actually got out. She dies in the fountain. The TP went off, but the right click from Snap was enough for the kill. So that's first blood for Live to Win, almost 10 minutes into the game.
That's so sad when you double click Lina and she's actually in base. Oh no. Oh, that feels so bad.
Or pressure onto FN as the corrosive haze stream nicely dropped down Chrono. Mortimer's Kisses. Storm Spirit comes in as well, interrupts the Mortimer's Kisses, but Slardar will melt down. And the stun from Afterlife. There's mana though for the Storm Spirit to get out of here as that Chronosphere has been used up. So Live to Win. They keep their tower, they get a kill.
Radiant's bottom tower
their core alive.
Cynically now trying to pressure bot. This is, yeah, perfect moves from Live to Win. Just utilizing their spells to great effect. And of course, Alliance to trying to get a little bit more out of the map, taking away this mid tower, especially with the absence of the heroes. But when you have Chrono plus Kisses, such a strong defense.
Radiant's middle tower.
Now, Nico Baby, he's just cleared out those Ancients. He now cleared a triple stack on the hard camper plate. Mel takes the first place in net worth. He's gonna have his power treasure ready right now. And talking about, well, we'll talk about the Spectre in just a second, because Slardar gets the deny on the bottom tower. Nice jump out of the LSA stun. And here comes FN completely invis. Doesn't catch Limp, but catches 2 heroes, the Spectre and the Slardar with a stun. Dream of the run. They know that they don't have the Chronosphere, and they're gonna take down this SAPPHIRE with ease. So he reveals himself. He's the one who gets blown up first.
Yeah, and this is the defense from Alliance, right? It's they have to park the Slardar in front of the tower, and then if they need to use either Golem, Horn, or some type of Storm Zip, because without that they just don't have the damage. And Live to Win, they sacrifice the SAPPHIRE. Void then gets out. But the key thing for Live to Win, they've taken all 3 tier 1s by 11 minutes. It now sets them up to have just a more confident spread of farm. And we've only seen 3 kills. I think Live to Win, they need to try and ramp this up a little bit, because the Q's top net worth, Nika Baby, 5.4k. He's having a pretty good time. Even though the map's getting smaller, he's still farming the jungle with confidence, because Live to Win are yet to truly invade and try and take over the jungle area.
He's actually skipping, not buying the power treads, keeping his brown boots, opting for Radiance. And this was the question I was about to talk to you about the fight in bottom. Manta Diffusal or Radiance on the Spectre? Which one is better? Nico Baby's feeling the Radiance right now, but I don't think Manta Diffusal's too bad either, thinking that there's some very low mana heroes on Live to Win.
It's kind of the same philosophy as the second game, right? It's the idea that if he can buy the Radiance, then it is just very good, right? Like the damage from Live to Win, it's all right clicks. You know, the Solar Crest build from the Furion, the Void he's built around his, you know, the Bash. So getting that Radiance will just allow him to be very devastating. And SAPPHIRE, these heroes, they're not tanky, right? Like if Haunt comes into play, like they're all going to get pretty low from an early Radiant Spectre Haunt. The thing is, Live to Win, they had to use their Chrono, their Monomer Kisses, defensively mid. This will be the first time that they get to go aggressive with these spells. Yeah, they do.
They have Chrono ready, and they're going to go for it. There we go. The jump in with the Chrono, and there comes Afterlife. The Mortar will be enough. The NP ulti into the face, and we've seen how much damage that can do. And the full-on tips onto Limb. All 5 of them into the face. That's a
That's a rampage.
That's pretty much.
It counts.
That's a rampage.
Score it up.
All 5 delivered. Chrono used, and Haunt will be coming off cooldown in 50 seconds for Nico Baby. So now with Chrono down, Alliance, I feel like they could maybe make a move with Chrono down, like they did last time.
But they don't
know Chrono
need
was
to.
down that they fought.
But they don't need to, right? Because think about the reason why Storm was all chipper about that play. Oh, they're looking though. Go for it. Why not?
They are. Slardar Blink.
They have the Golem. Oh, yeah, sure. If they have Slardar Blink, actually, that changes everything. You know what? Go have a Scuffle Alliance. And that's why Alliance, they don't care, right? They don't care because they used all these spells to kill a Storm. He resets, Spectre's still farming. That's why they're so happy with that play. Relocate save.
Connections, but the relocate save comes in from Immersion. Afterlife will be regenerated back to full, but Alliance will take advantage of this. Take the tower, waiting for the relocate to come back in. And what's the response? Afterlife doesn't have Earthsplitter leveled up at all. He TP's on the tower. Immersion tethers to the ET. Instead of bringing the Elder Titan with him. Smart play there not to leave anybody behind.
And that's where I think Live to Win with the rampage of tips, I think they'll in review be like, wow, we actually, that wasn't good, because this game is all about shut down Spectre, keep the map make the map feel small. And if you've looked at Nika Baby for the last like 4 or 5 minutes, he's farmed a triple stack of Ancients, a double stack of Ancients, farmed top lane. He has had 0 contest against him. And all Alliance need to do with their heroes is just tank up the big spells, force Live to Win to not want to pressure further into the map, and it's great. Another smoke, Alliance now dictating the game.
Room on Storm Spirit. This is a chance. Now they have the damage to fight. Nature's Prophet dropping low. Haunt comes in from Nico Baby. Just a tiny bit too late for this one, but they find the IO as well. And can they take down Immersion? He will go with the tether and take him to safety with FN. They lose the Nature's Prophet, but this comes at the cost of the Haunt. And
they're pinging out the Void. All right.
Yeah, they are.
All right, no, they're good. They're good.
They don't see him.
We haven't even seen a Golem yet. It's 15 minutes, FNG. Just use it. I want to see the Golem, you know? I want to see some fight. In respect, though, he hasn't needed to use it, in fairness. But when he does do it, I think Live to Win will be very surprised about FNG being in the game. What? There's a Golem?
Looking at other items as well. It's for the Lina soon. Slardar opting for BKB after the Blink Dagger's been built. Have Ags on SAPPHIRE is ready. 10 gold away from the Blade of Alacrity. That's going to be the last missing piece. So we're going to see some gobble up action. And this is the question. And I think we talked about a little bit about gobbling up which hero onto Alliance.
Oh, you throw the ET in. Just why not? Get that aura on top of them. Get the sleep, the ult. Oh, that's going to be some tasty spell usage. And Live to Win, they're going to have to use this Ags to great effect. They need to start chaining some kills together. Because the way those games going, Alliance they've had no map pressure realistically. Every big spell from Live to Win right now has been so far away from an objective that they've not been able to capitalize on it. And for Alliance, when they get Radiance, they're going to look for a big team fight, utilize the Slardar, go Roshan, get Aegis, and suddenly they're going to be in the driving seat. So Live to Win, they need to use this big item reveal within the next minute or two, and they have to kill Spectre.
FN, Afterlife, we're hoping for someone to push top as they were ready to re-engage onto someone as the rest of Live to Win pushing bottom. So make up the ground. He has a medallion picked up, very close to a Glimmer Cape. Basis Void, Manta into Scotty. So stats, stats, stats.
Yep. And when he realizes that Spectre has Radiance, he'll be like, I kind of need a BKB now so that I can get through that evasion that the burn does give. 200 gold away. Yep, 200 gold away. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Alliance, they start aggressively moving and then we see Nika Baby maybe TP back to base, get the Radiance, or just quickly speed boost his Kura out to get it to him much quicker.
Dire's top tower
Slowly feel
is
the
under
tension
attack.
building up. Only 5 kills in the last 17 minutes as we're waiting.
Radiant
We're
are
dying to see some action between Alliance
Use
and
the
Liquid in
golem.
game
Use
number
the
3.
golem, please.
Use the golem. The social pressure slowly creeping up to FNG.
Come on, FNG.
Now we have Radiance is ready. TP's coming in top. Lip goes for the dive onto Afterlife. Half HP stunned by S4 and Alliance are backing away. Bubble up comes in. Soneko comes in as well. The golem is there. But what can they do with it? They lose S4. Here comes Nico Baby turning around the Chronosphere on 2. Beautifully, Mortimer's kisses on 2 as well. Aspen down, FNG down. The supports are dead. And now the Fatal Bones doing a lot of damage onto Dream, but he's still staying alive. And Limbo gets stumped up. Triple kill, team wipe almost. Nico Baby the last man living here with FNG's golem. Dream cannot close in the seal for Alliance with this first big team fight. It's been 18 minutes. We finally get the action we were waiting for between these two. Ends up Alliance losing 4.
I won't lie, mate. Incredibly underwhelming golem. Just,
It was like, it's there and oh.
No, but that's where the strength of
We just wanted to see it.
We did, exactly. And we finally got to see the big spell usage live to win, but also in a big team fight environment. You know, they hit the chrono, you have the gobble up killing the Slardar, the Monomer Kisses killing the supports, and then suddenly, Alliance, they've already used everything. The Haunt comes in, big Radiance reveal, but where's that extra connection, right? Like, you realistically, for Alliance, it needs to be Slardar Crush, Bonds, Haunt, Kill. But the way it was disconnected from Alliance, because you had that Snapfire aspect, it really picked apart Alliance. And yeah, only 1 death from Live to Win, ET going down at the start of the fight.
Setting up for immersion here. S4 finding him. Here comes the Storm Spirit. The mechanism heal, not going to be enough to save immersion. I love that idea that they were next to Dream, but I had the idea that IO is probably nearby and just jump the IO instead.
The Slardar was on the high ground. He basically had all the information required.
Yeah.
And it's just the easy kill, right? Get the IO, get out. Accept the fact that you don't have Haunt, and that's where Alliance, with their heroes that they have, when they don't have Haunt available, they're looking towards Slardar, looking towards Storm, finding a pickoff to offset Live to Win, wanting to group up again and make a big team play. And yeah, just finding these kills just gives you a bit more breathing room, especially after you just took a really poor team fight in the top lane. Alliance are going to wait, reset, and they have to make sure that if they go for another aggressive play, they need to have that connection. They need to initiate the fight, because these two lineups, whoever starts to fight cleanly should just walk it, right? Like, you have Warlock Spectre, and then you have Void and Snapfire. Like, these two heroes on both teams are just fight winners.
Elder Titan going for an Aghanims. This is going to be beautiful. That's your spare BKB. Spell immunity for every hero you hit with the Spirit once it returns. Up to 10 seconds maximum. And then if you have a BKB, you can put another 10 seconds on top of that. Downtime. Only, you have okay, with at the level 3 Astral Spirit, once it arrives, you have a 9-second downtime.
Pretty cool item, mate, isn't it?
So, I mean, that might just be a big factor. You talked about the gobble up, throwing in the ET, instant spell immunity after the, or before the Echo Stomp goes through. to get that wombo combo connection. But Alliance are coming in with a smoke. Everybody else except the Spectre. Haunt is ready though. Alliance willing to take this fight. DD Rune about to run out on Slardar. And a beautiful jump straight on top of Afterlife. The Haunt comes out instantly and they want to blow him up, and they will. Afterlife is dead. Immersion doesn't get the chance to get the relocate off, and he's being chased up. The Chrono comes out from Dream, however. FN with the instant Mortimer's kisses landing on the Spectre, and the Slardar dropping low, but the Blade Mail comes out as well. And Dream's very low on HP, but he manages to get the jump to safety. The Laguna Blade doesn't only do, well, it doesn't really do any damage, to be honest. And S4 is slowly burning to death with the gobble up, but he has 10 HP. Gets a bottle charge from Limp to save his life.
And that was a demonstration of Alliance having a much better approach to the fight. They see the Void in mid lane, they don't instantly go on him, they wait to see who's next, they jump the ET, and then the big Chrono comes in. It could have easily been Lift when winning that fight, but FNG, he has vision on the Snapfire, the range on Golem, he has to instantly break that, and it allows Alliance kind of that insurance policy of, oh wait, probably shouldn't have gone any further, let's reset. But again, like I said, this game now is simply who makes the jump on who.
The Golem was dropped as well. That means 2 big ultis used on Alliance, and also the Mortimer's Kisses and the Chrono on cooldown. But I'm still looking at this fight recap in terms of damage. Spectre did 5k out of 7.8 on Live to Win.
Smoke up though from Live to Win. Hold up.
This is more intense.
The reset value for Live to Win.
Double up right on top of Limp, and the bash comes through.
On a tip, strong tip from FN, absolutely delightful. Yeah, I rate that a good 9.5 out of 10. That was a sturdy tip. Instantly into Roshan, using the medallion on the Nature's Prophet, just forcing it out. There isn't a horn, there isn't a golem.
There isn't a moment where you start thinking beautiful RNG, but that bash in the middle of Storm Spirit's cast animation for Ball Lightning coming through, getting the kill. Dream must be feeling really relieved seeing that come through.
Like, the idea of this is, when you get this big pickoff, you now see how they forced Alliance to stand outside Roshan. They were scared of that instant, you know, still. And then Live to Win, after Alliance come back to Roshan, they walk away. They start farming up the map. So they're basically wasting Alliance's time. And Storm's dead. Spectre isn't farming because he has to be positioned at Roshan. Yeah, I like the idea of what Live to Win's bringing. But once again, like, these cooldowns of the big ultimates, they're so in sync, right? Like, every time they use Haunt, a Chrono's been used. And guess what? Spectre, 160 cooldown right now. Guess what? Chrono, hold up, 160. Like, both of these teams will have perfectly in sync teamfight spells if it's like a big bloodbath.
Yep, waiting for the Octarine cores and the Spell Prisms potentially later on.
Just to offset the cooldown.
Yeah, just to have a tiny advantage of like maybe 10 seconds before the opponent. That could be the something.
I hope you're not suggesting.
Rarely do you see those.
I hope you're not suggesting a Spectre to buy Octarine or a Void to buy Octarine.
Yeah, you didn't hear me say that.
Thank you, thank you.
Nope.
And if FNG is farmed enough for an Octarine, then my god, this guy is an absolute unit. But Spell Prism, I can respect that.
Spell Prism is an easier pickup. If that drops, that's also down to RNG.
It just shows that these big team fights, when they want to truly battle at it to try and get that advantage, it is going to be an absolute, you know, treat, because we don't often see overwhelming amount of spells. And mainly, I'm just referencing Golem here. I just love a good Golem.
Now, one thing I'm looking at here is Nature's Prophet about to finish off the Solar Crest, but for Alliance, of course, they have a lot of physical damage, but they also have a lot of magical to throw in as well. Can that Solar Crest really do enough for the NP here in this game?
Oh, he's got the Glimmer Cape as well, so he's kind of doing like
it actually,
a bit of both, right? Like, he's going to be able to just completely pump up that one core that's getting jumped on. And the main thing for the Solar Crest is he needs to give that Void like a +1 item, especially when against the Spectre. And it's Roshan. That's the end of it, right? You just want to be able to take Roshan. If you get a pick off, you need your mini Slardar on your team. And that's what Solar Crest does. If you don't have Slardar by a Solar Crest, guess what? Roshan will fall. Not as quick, but still quick enough.
Manta Style is now ready. Faces Void has almost got a Scotty 400 gold short from it.
That's good. He is going to rip through the tankiness of these heroes. And I think now he just needs to complete his build with either a BKB or an MKB. So BKB to take away the Radiance Burn, or MKB just to try and right click through it. And he's there you go, going for the MKB. He is going to be ripping these Alliance cores to shreds if he actually connects on that Chrono. So they're so patient, they're so scared. Like, it's 25 minutes into the game, we've got 13 kills because these teams, they're so locked into their spells. What does it feel like? What does
this
it?
Feels like when we were doing the previous stages of the playoffs, when we were still in best of threes. Map 3 was always the most cautious and patient one from both teams.
Yes.
This feels like both teams feel like this is the last game of the series, but it's a BO5. So
they're just respecting what they have, right? They're respecting what their opponent has, and they're aware of one lost to team fight is Roshan.
Yeah.
25-minute mark is so critical.
Double up. Limp. Connection Chrono. Ooh, the Yules comes out from Hanskin. Defensive onto the Void, but the Chrono and the Mortimer's Kisses will be enough. S4, there is a Limp coming in with buyback. Nico Baby's been hitting the back line meanwhile. Elder Titan dropping low on HP. Cookie save onto the Slardar. Tries to go for the stomp. Does get the Slardar held in place. Meanwhile, SAPPHIRE's been taken down by Nico Baby and Limp hitting the back lines. And this is an interesting one. Buyback also from Immersion. The stun from S4 keeping Dream busy. Spectre coming back in onto Suneko. He needs his buddy Golem beautifully connecting onto the Faceless Void, but he instantly spots FNG. And here comes Immersion. He needs to be careful because Limp is instantly going to turn his attention to this IO. And I'm going to go down as a triple kill for Nico Baby. And Dream is suddenly all alone. He doesn't have any friends around him right now because Afterlife is feeling a little bit afraid here. What is happening? The stumps are keeping Alliance sleepy. keeping them away for now. Dream still being chased up by Nico Baby. S4, look at that movement speed, 638 onto Dream, and the Spaces Void getting stunned up. You don't have any mats, you don't have anything, you're still silenced up by Kenny. Walk out the Glimmer Cape, save from Soneko with the teleport. Another stomp into the Meteor Hammer, but the damage, do they have it? Soneko falling, Afterlife is also falling, but they take the S4 with them. And what the heck? This Elder Titan just smacked Limp down to the graveyard. Soneko gets the save with the Glimmer, gets himself out from Nico Baby's hands. And that was really back-to-back fighting, both going for a buyback, a dieback on the Storm, a dieback on the Io.
The amount of the pressure in this game, right? Both teams identify that if they win this fight, they get the Aegis, they'll be able to build such a big lead that they can get over the hump that is the cooldowns. And then Alliance, so Live to Win, they start that fight, they have the perfect jump onto the Storm Spirit, but then it's that slight delay in the fight, right? That instant yours from the Nina, offsetting the Void from instantly blowing the Storm. He eventually dies, but the extra value of seconds, it means he can't instantly turn around to the other person who was caught in the chrono. And then you have that buyback value, the Horn. They instantly jump onto the Snapfire, completely removes him from the game. And at this point, it's Alliance who are in the driving seat for that fight. But fast forward, ET then punches him with the Stapler, and the fight kind of comes back towards Live to Win's favor. So these fights are so goddamn close. And the question is, do either team have confidence to even look at Roshan when they don't have their big spells up?
I mean, if we have some kind of statistic or counter for how many times ET interrupted Alliance's team fight, that number's going to be pretty big.
There was some big sleeps.
He saved the Void twice at least. Once in the river, once on the top side high ground of the dire side of the map, but now Alliance looking for another hunt here. Smoked up, but the smoke pops, and there is vision from the dire team. LTW getting the jump on S4. The Hawk comes out as well. Faces Void being controlled. Silence is coming out, but he's being regenerated. Immersion is keeping him alive. He's not taking any damage right now. S4 on the run with the BKB, and Afterlife will chase up this Slardar. 1 second away from blinking away. Won't get the chance for him. Meanwhile, Nico Baby hitting the backline onto the Snapfire. Has his blade now, but the Chrono comes out as well. And Dreamer, they have the stun. The LSA doesn't quite connect onto the Faces Void. The Spectre still tanking hits, but here comes the Earth Splitter. And it's going to be enough, and they're going to take down Nico Baby Spectre. And that is Spectre's first death of this entire game. 6-1.
It is the most important death for Live to Win. The fact that they are able to punish the overextension from Alliance. That Horn, he had it available, but it felt wasted. He was reaching, he was trying to get the Snapfire, and then Live to Win. The Stapler comes into play from Elder Titan once again, removing him from the game. And then the Chrono, Spectre, he's so far away from his team. This is what I was talking about, right? The pressure in this game is all about this Roshan. And just, oh, look at that, the efficiency. FN gobbles up Dream. Go on, buddy. Go farm. Go push the lane now.
How many times have you seen Live to Win pick up an Aegis in this series? Is this the first?
Maybe. I think it is.
Fortified.
Maybe it's not.
Radiant's top
I really should know the answer. But low, yeah, I think won that most. Yeah.
Relocate down to the bottom. They found Hanskin. Soneko taunting the boy. Sprout.
Oh,
Hanskin nice stun though. Good read onto Dream.
Oh, that's nice.
Wait, hey, high five anybody? High five anybody? Immersion is going to go back with that relocate.
Oh, he's dead though.
Maybe. Dream gets on Hanskin. Another LSA stun breaks the trees. His own illusions are blocking him. If they're still blocking him, Immersion finally goes down. Hanskin, they're not getting this kill. Okay, Hanskin says bye-bye.
Didn't even high five. Yeah. Meanwhile, Immersion does die by himself. Immersion's probably watching that and going, how have you not killed him yet? Oh, I'm dead. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, a bit of Manta illusion blocking there from Dream, unable to get past them. No face boots, no phasing yourself out.
At least it wasn't Dream dying in the top lane. You know, at least it was the Io. I'm not gonna have flashbacks to Nico Baby. Yep.
5 versus 4 scenario. Haunt up in 10 seconds. Has a basher. Now Dream is waving his hand. And Nico Baby's waving. Oh, but the disconnected high five. They're both going to have a cooldown.
Dream offered up the high five. Nico Baby wanted to get the high five, but Dream then ran away, going, haha, psych. And Nico Baby left out to dry. Oh, that is just disgusting behavior from Dream.
They haven't still connected a single high five.
No high five.
Nico Baby.
None.
No high fives.
This entire game, this entire series. Uncharacteristic high five play from the two carries.
Ooh. Got TP's in bottom. 10 seconds for Chrono. Haunt has also just come off cooldown on the Spectre. Then Ops Ward spotting the Faces Void. FNG realizes this is a good time to get out.
Really nice ward though,
doesn't have-
FNG plays before he TP'd out. It allows for Alliance to fortify this high ground area if they want to fight, and then when the fight dismantles and maybe Lift to retreat, they're backing into Alliance vision. But realistically, with Void with an Aegis, Alliance should not be looking to take this fight. It is way too easy for them to eat through that horn and then Dream just to survive and do all the damage needed. He has MKB complete as well.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Gonna get to push this tier 2 tower down
Is under attack.
away from Alliance. Alliance squad, however, roaming around the dire side jungle. Moves towards this tier 2 as well, trying to look for a trade. But Lift to win, we're gonna go high ground.
Exactly.
See you here.
The conviction needed for this, like, you have the Aegis, you have everything. There is no reason to look at Alliance pushing. Just go for the racks, force Alliance back, force out the fight. Get AK up, you have all the spells you need.
Yep, all comes out. The jump from Limp as well, and very good damage dealt onto the Nature's Prophet. He got the stun as well, but the stomp is interrupting into the Chrono, and the chance to take down the Slaughter. More than his kisses. FN with BKB, you cannot interrupt this guy anymore. Lina goes down with the buyback coming in from Nika. The Slaughter as well. Nico Baby is also falling down too, and he's got no buyback for 80 seconds. Dream still keeps on smashing and hacking, and he has an Aegis on him as well. Alliance forced away. Triple kill Afterlife gets the kill with the stomp onto FNG. He buys back as well. 4v4. Can he get the jump? Limp gets one. He finds FN. He's getting fast up, and again, he's just controlled all the way to the start to finish. And that Storm Spirit just came in to die. And both big cores from Alliance are dead. Bottom rack's gone. Lift
Get
to win.
off my
See ya,
lawn.
we're out. Get off my lawn.
Indeed. Alliance are so lucky here that they have their 2-2s available right now. If there was any essence of like more base available, Live to Win would have ripped through it. And I think just the simplicity of Live to Win's fight now, and it's simply this Aegis. If Alliance had this Aegis, the whole game probably flips, where you have the Spectre now tanking all the spells, manning up in the front. But because Live to Win were able to get that, they have this massive advantage in the team fight v team fight lineup that they're presenting. And Dream, the Solar Crest, the Vlads, you Glimmer Cape on Seneko, Dream is just an absolute unit. Io as well. Like, there is no way you can stop this man.
Yes.
Radiant's middle tower is under
He is
attack.
such a unit right now. Unstoppable force, pretty much. Aegis still up for 33 seconds. And Alliance will have their heroes up just before it. So if they time it perfectly, Alliance might just have a chance on taking this Faces Void out of play. Spectre keeping in on the front line. Haunt in 36 seconds. Still not up. Stun connections onto Dream. Might even get the chance to blow this Void up before that Aegis
Can they
runs
kite it out?
13 seconds. 13 seconds.
Oh,
no,
good.
they're going to force it out now.
Double up
Io's
though.
ready in the creep immersion. Double up with a creep on top of the Slaughter. Limp is jumping the backline onto the Io. Io taking damage with the Glimmer Cape is keeping him alive. Limp can't do any damage against the Glimmer Cape, but he finally gets the kill on immersion. Now FN is getting stunned up. FN's down as well. Alliance will find two, but the stomp is silencing Nico Baby, the Earth Splitter, and Nico Baby goes down. He's gone for 90 seconds, and Dream, the rest of Lift to Win, hunting down the Alliance heroes. S4 on the high ground, getting a stun onto Dream, while the jump from Limp is happening onto Seneko, trying to take down this big Buffy and beefy +5 support, but he's finally taken down. FNG is also dead to Dream, and Limp will jump all the way back inside the base. And it's 2 Alliance heroes versus 3 from Lift to Win. It's a 3-for-4 for Alliance, but their buildings are falling.
Just the way that the supports are keeping up these cores alive, but then on top of that, you have just Old A just being so dominant in these fights.
Old
The
A.
sleeps, like Nico Baby, he jumps into the fight trying to quickly kill the Io once again, but then Old A just standing there. It's like, all right, you now slept. You're now going to be split Earth out the game, and yeah, this is we're not seeing the Spectre have any entry to the fights. If he goes into the Void, he gets chronoed. If he goes next to the ET, he gets right clicked. Like, Alliance, they are struggling to find any damage now, and Live to Win, they know that, and they're just asserting their dominance.
17k gold, 10,000 XP and counting. Live to Win, feeling like they might just close in game 3, but Alliance, they're still holding on. They're holding on to a thread. But what is the win condition for Alliance now, Tigov? What do they need to do correct? What is the thing they need to win?
I remember a Lyrical and Trent cast, and the answer was a miracle, and it worked. So I don't think I have the same effect. Maybe we could call up Trent and ask for him to just recite what he said. But yeah, basically Alliance, they don't have the damage needed. They don't have the way into the fight, and this will just be, as long as Live to Win, execute cleanly and don't go in like 3v5, for example. I honestly don't see Alliance being able to really get back into this game, because the simplicity of high ground sieges, Live to Win's favored.
Mega creeps are waiting for Liv to win. Last lane of Rex. Limp jumping the back line, looking for the kill on Afterlife. Says for beautiful 3-man stun comes out the chrono, however, from Dream. He's getting used up in the air and controlled, and it will take down S4. Immersion is also dead. Nico Baby dropping very low on HP. Sonic goes down. The Spectre's dead. He needs to buy back. He does have it available. Limp is on the run. Alliance resetting themselves for the defense. They have taken down the NP and the IO. IO has a buyback and a relocate available, so he can come back. And now Spectre comes back. Limp with the jump onto Afterlife. Tries to take down the Elder Titan. The LSA stun comes out as well. And beautiful damage does come through onto the ET. Limp still chasing up, and they will take down the Elder Titan with this buyback. And can they get more? Can they get Immersion, who just relocated? He bought back and he's dying. That's a dieback. SAPPHIRE does manage to TP away. The Electric Vortex doesn't. Well, it's on cooldown already, so Limp cannot get one more, but they hold their pace nevertheless. No buildings lost.
You asked me the question, how does Alliance, get back into the game? Maybe if you reword it, how can Alliance prolong the game? The answer would have just been use their core buyback. And they gave themselves another 3-4 minutes into this game. Roshan is respawning, so potentially actually this could bide really well for Alliance. A very quick Roshan spawn. If they scout this out, then it is something.
Storm is the only hero with a buyback on Alliance. For Liv to win, it's the Faceless Void. They both can afford it. They both have it available. Now, what does Liv to win do? Dream, DD, Invis, double action into the Roach Pit. They see him, and that Yules. Both of your action runes are instantly dispelled with the Yules. Limp comes to jump in as well, and they will almost take down Dream. He gets the jump off just in time. He still has that Satanic available, but he doesn't have the chance to throw any hits, but the Fatal Bombs are doing a decent amount of damage, but it's not going to be enough to kill off the Faceless Void, but it's going to be enough to take down some Nako. And Alliance, can they still do it? Their hopes are alive. They can still keep this together.
All right. So when you ask me the question, I'll also add a new answer. They need to use their buybacks, win a big team fight, then somehow get Aegis and retreat back to their base.
Gobble up misses by Dream. Spectre just finishes a Vanguard. We're one step closer to finishing off an Abyssal Blade, and Nico Baby with his buyback on cooldown, he might just go for the straight up rush by the recipe.
Oh, 100%.
With it.
Yeah.
Depends.
Alliance are itemizing. Yeah. They're literally looking for this next fight. They need to try and break the economy of Liv to win. Liv to win naturally at this position, they have two options. They either A, go for top, get the Megas, retreat. Or B, they just wait out the Aegis, let Alliance farm whatever they can on the map, and then they'll take one big team fight and just try and play off the fact that their buybacks are going to have a shorter cooldown. The issue here, though, is just the ability for Alliance to have the confidence to instantly go for Roshan, and also the game literally giving Alliance the perfect Roshan. If it was any later, ET would have respawned, that delay factor would have come into play, but such a short Roshan has actually given Alliance like a lifeline.
Double smokes. Alliance are smoked up and hunting. Liv to win are stacking up and preparing for a smoke. Nature's Prophet. He respawns as he most likely joins his team.
Oh, we got a 10-second BKB on Void though. This is a big game changer, honestly.
That's a game changer, yeah. No more Yulesing in the chrono.
Yeah, unkillable now.
Killable. 4,000 HP. 4,000 HP on a Faceless Void.
Big chunky lad.
Does a lot of damage.
Yeah.
He's getting buffed by his teammates. He's getting even more buffs from IO, and then add 4k HP on. So much to look at here. What can Alliance do? What can they do? They're about to get caught. S4 smoke has been popped. Dream is in front. He is not afraid. He is not afraid of Liv to Win's heroes. Limp has been spotted too. Ardar gets the jump away to safety and still holding the suspense. Gobble up though. Catching Limp? Nope. Jump away. Dream won't catch him with that gobble up stun from FN. 41 minutes almost played.
Yeah, and like you mentioned earlier, Liv to win, they have to be really careful with how they play out this next fight. If they kill the Storm, he buys back, suddenly it's great. They jump the Spectre, he has Aegis, they blow all their big spells, they might be able to lose the fight.
Bottom.
Yeah.
They're TPing bottom. They're going for Nico Baby. They want to get this Aegis out of the way.
Are they going to get in time?
Out in time. Oh, he's getting close up. The relocates are coming in. NPs here as well. They will not catch Nico Baby in time. Close call.
They wouldn't have ever been able to cancel the TP without the Void being there, but yeah, I think good TV for Nico Baby. And that's where Liv to win, they realize if we take this fight into Aegis, there's a really good chance they can lose.
S4 pops. Okay, S4 just popped this BKB thinking that he's going to get initiated on.
Yeah,
Go!
fine. Yeah, and yeah, Liv to win are actually kind of kind of crumbling under this aggression.
Hot.
Oh, instant haunt bottom.
Where are they going?
FN bottom lane.
Yeah, they're going on FN and so. Oh, baby! How much damage did Limp do with that ball lightning on top of Snap? He just went down to 20% HP or even less. 2,000 damage ball lightning. Take that.
And this is a product of just having that Aegis. Like the value of Aegis on either of these teams. Like Live to Win, they got 2 racks from it. Alliance, they're able to survive through the game. They're able to now leave their side of the map and just try and pick off Live to Win. And I think this it might come down to the third Roshan. There might be a third Roshan contest, even though Alliance are 2 racks down. Like they're keeping themselves in it just with these pickoffs, and it's all about biding their time.
Smokes are happening. I would love to see what's the smoke situation of both teams. Do they have them available? The chrono will be used and they will find Limp with it, and Limp is going to go down. No chance to survive. 100 seconds gone. Does have a buyback available on Alliance. No haunt, but taking the fight, at least willingly popping the BKBs off of Dream. And also S4 as well. Immersion does get the heal from the mechanism, and S4 is already falling down to the Earth Splitter, and Soneko finishes the job. The BKB from Dream is about to run out as well. That 10-second BKB has now been used. Nico Baby TP's back home. The rest of Alliance are out as well. Buyback forced from the SAPPHIRE, and 2 kills against Alliance. Creeps also doing a bit of damage on the tier 4s, but nothing major. However, the buyback is actually a go call for ending the game, so Live to Win ain't taking any time with that. With SAPPHIRE coming back in the action, they're hit straight towards the top lane to take themselves some mega creeps. And Nico Baby does what he can. His Aegis is about to expire in 20 seconds, but he's going to force it here. It's going to be pop, and he is down. 3 seconds. And it comes into the buyback as well. Dream gets the jump onto Hunskin, looking for the LSA stun. He does get it out, but he also managed to take down Afterlife, and Hunskin is also down as well. The buyback coming in from the Lina. Nico Baby going down. Nico's down for 2 minutes, and he's gone completely from this fight. And Liv has no more mana left. And Live to Win. They're cracking the defense. They're cracking Alliance. They were given a false sense of security that you guys might actually be back in the game, and it's instantly ripped away from them, taken away from the hands of Alliance, and Live to Win taking the mega creeps here. Limp with one more final jump onto the faces, boy, doing a decent amount of damage here, but in the end it doesn't seem to matter as he cannot really stop this push happening. Faces for another jump as Limp has been forced away. Mega creeps are taken, all 3 lanes are down, and Live to Win looking for the decisive killing blow. Tier 4s are being sieged up. Another jump from Limp gets them to help the jump onto Soneko, but he stays alive. S4's BKB gets the stun on the NP. NP's just going to teleport back home, and he's going to come instantly back with his teleportation, so he's fine with all of this happening. No BKB left on S4. What do Live to Win? What do they do? The patience and the caution is key. If
they time the buyback, they know that Spectre's buyback is on cooldown for another 30 seconds, so they are just going to be confident here and just look to try and close out the game.
Taking 1 tier 4, Limp with another jump on the back line, trying to get some damage with the instant silence. The Orchid silences up the Storm Spirit, and he's dead. That's it. That's it. There's no more fight left in Alliance to take this. GG is called, and Live to Win are 1 game away from championship points here at the Epic League Division 2.
Another great game from Live to Win. Just, I think they identified the potential weakness of Alliance, which is the exit of laning phase and the natural greediness of their cores. And this Fury, in 2 games in a row now, he's been able to set the pace of the game and just allow it to be Live to Win favored. And then you think about the big game-changing moment, and it was this Roshan. The discipline for both teams to wait, to bide their time, and around 20